picked ones. What I'm about to say might surprise or even shock you. If you're watching this video, it's not by accident. God brought you here because you need this lesson. You were chosen from the start, but you didn't realize it. There are signs that indicate you're chosen, and if you feel chosen within you, you're likely to experience them. It's time to realize who you are, but it won't be just an awareness. It'll be an awakening. You're about to unleash your potential, and this energy can shake you, so you need to understand this. Your time has come. Your identity has been revealed, and now you are moving towards ascension. This video will give you a spiritual awakening. You're about to change your life, and in order for you to adapt to this change, let me help you with it and watch the video to the end. This is a very critical moment for your breakthrough. Before you discover this awakening, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and send a message to the universe by writing 99 in the comments. This will send a strong signal to the universe and increase the energy of the video. Also, if you are truly a chosen one, you will watch this video to the end because deep in your soul, you already know that this is for you. If you have already switched off the video, what I said will make no sense to you, but you are still here. So let's start now. Remember when you noticed someone needed help, before anyone else even realized that heightened awareness isn't just about being observant, it's something deeper. Or have you ever walked into a room full of people and felt completely drained, like the energy is off and nothing around you truly connects? It's not just about being introverted or tired of small talk. As you grow spiritually, crowded places and shallow conversations no longer satisfy you. If this sounds like you, you're exactly where you need to be. You see, chosen ones often feel out of place, not because they're antisocial, but because they're awakening to a higher purpose. Trust me, there's nothing wrong with you. You've been set apart for a special purpose, and with that calling comes a different way of experiencing the world. This feeling of disconnection is not a sign of weakness, it's a sign of spiritual growth. As your spiritual connection grows, you may notice something strange. The world around you seems louder, brighter, and more intense. It's like someone turned up the volume on life itself. But why does this happen to some people, but not others? Imagine you're at a party, and all of a sudden you can hear every conversation in the room. You can notice the subtle changes in energy and feel how other people are feeling. You can also pick up on things that other people seem to miss completely. You become more aware of things around you, and sometimes it can be too much. This is a real part of spiritual awakening. As you become more connected to the spiritual world, your physical senses often become more acute as well. It's like your whole body is becoming a finely tuned instrument, picking up frequencies that were always there, but you couldn't perceive before. You may wonder if this heightened sensitivity is a blessing or a curse. In reality, it's possible to feel like you're picking up on more than just conversations in crowded places. You may pick up on unspoken emotions, tensions, and spiritual energies that other people may not even be aware of. This is why many chosen ones feel overwhelmed in busy places. You are taking in a lot more information than before, which can be tiring. But here's the amazing thing. This level of sensitivity is not a flaw. It's a great spiritual gift. You can understand the world more deeply than most people because you're more sensitive. You can tell when someone needs help before they even ask for it. You can feel a place's energy and know right away if it's positive or negative. You're basically developing a spiritual radar that helps you deal with both the seen and unseen parts of life. This sensitivity changes not only how you experience the world, but also how you interact with it. You may become more compassionate, more attuned to the needs of others, and more aware of the effects of your actions. But let's be honest, this gift can sometimes make you feel alone. You might wonder why other people don't seem to be as affected by their surroundings. It may be hard to describe your awakening to family and friends who haven't been through it. It's important to remember that you're not alone on this journey. There are a lot of people who are feeling the same sensitivity surge, even if they're not in your immediate circle. First, realize that your sensitivity is a tool, not a burden. It can be overwhelming at times, but it's also giving you very valuable insights and understanding. Second, learn to manage your energy. Just like you would protect your body, you need to learn to protect your energy field. This could mean leaving busy places and coming back later, spending time in nature, or starting to meditate regularly can help you feel less disconnected when you're in social situations with other people. Small talk that used to come naturally to you now feels like work, leaving you tired and unfulfilled. You're not the only one who feels this way. People who are spiritually awakened or have been chosen often find it hard to enjoy casual conversations that they used to enjoy. It's like speaking a different language that goes beyond small talk. As your spiritual awareness grows, you naturally want to make deeper connections with people. Your soul wants to have conversations that are in line with your changing views and values. It's like you're done with the weak waters of small talk and ready to dive into more serious conversations. While some people may see this change as a step backward, it's truly a sign of spiritual growth and maturity. You can't stand superficial interactions anymore because you've caught a glimpse of something deeper. Your spirit wants your relationship to be real, have depth, and have a reason. This newfound desire for depth can sometimes make you feel frustrated or lonely, especially in crowded places where superficial interactions are common. You might find yourself pulling away from talks or feeling like you don't belong at social gatherings. Remember that this isn't a weakness in your character. It's a sign of how spiritually you've grown. Your soul needs deep conversations with like-minded people on your trip. This change doesn't mean you should spend all your time alone. Instead, it's an opportunity to build deeper connections with other people. Create spaces where real relationships can grow and people can talk about deeper topics. Accept the times you are by yourself as chances to connect with your inner knowledge and spiritually recharge. Remove this hypothetical scenario from your mind. Being able to find your way in a crowd is not a sign of weakness, but of mental strength. Jesus' life gives us a fascinating look at this topic. His habit of staying away from crowds holds a secret that could change how you see your own need for privacy. Even though Jesus was always with a lot of people, he often looked for time to be alone. This is a pattern that shows up over and over in the Gospels, and it's not an accident. Jesus, the best model of spiritual leadership, often took time away from the crowds and their noise to pray and talk to his Father. If Jesus, who was in direct contact with God, felt the need to take some time to reflect, he did. How much more do we need those times of solitude? When Jesus went off to pray, he wasn't avoiding his duties. Instead, he was getting ready to fulfill his divine purpose with more clarity and strength. We can learn something very important about our own spiritual path from this trend. When you feel like pulling away from the crowd, it's not a sign of weakness or bad behavior. It's a sign that you're tuning into a better frequency, just like Jesus did. Be gentle with yourself. It's okay to feel uncertain or even scared at times. You're stepping into uncharted territory, becoming a version of yourself that you've never known before. This journey of self-discovery is both exciting and challenging, filled with moments of profound insight and periods of confusion. Remember, this transformation isn't about becoming someone entirely new. It's about uncovering the truest, most authentic version of yourself. The person you were always meant to be, your core essence, your soul, remains the same. What's changing is how you express that essence in the world. This identity shift might make it difficult to relate to others at times. You might find yourself struggling to engage in conversations that once came easily, or feeling out of place in social situations that used to feel comfortable. This is all part of the process. As you align more closely with your spiritual self, you naturally gravitate towards experiences and relationships that resonate with your new vibration. Accept that this change is a good thing on your spiritual path. Don't fight it or try to hold on to your old self. Just let it happen. Trust that each shift and new discovery about yourself is bringing you closer to your divine purpose. You're not losing yourself. You're finding your true self. This change of identity is a sacred process that is getting you ready for the amazing work you're meant to do in the world. As you continue to evolve and grow, you'll find that your new identity helps you connect more deeply with others, so you can share your unique gifts with the world and live in alignment with your highest self as your connection to the divine grows. You might see as strange as you learn more about the world. You feel more alone. Have you ever thought about why spiritual growth can come with a feeling of loneliness? Think about a time when you suddenly understood something important about life that seemed to change everything. You may have felt a rush of excitement or a sense of breakthrough, but then you realized that not everyone shared your newfound perspective. It's like you've been given a pair of special glasses that let you see the world in a whole new way, but no one else is wearing them. This experience is common among spiritually awakened individuals, often referred to as chosen ones. As your awareness expands, you start to perceive layers of reality that others might miss. You begin to understand the interconnectedness of all things, the deeper meanings behind everyday events, and the subtle energies that shape our world. It's beautiful and awe-inspiring, but it can also be incredibly isolating. Imagine explaining a vivid, colorful dream to someone who has only ever seen in black and white. That's often how it feels when you try to share your spiritual insights with others who haven't experienced a similar. Upon awakening, you might find yourself struggling to put your experiences into words, or feeling frustrated when others don't seem to grasp the significance of what you're sharing. This newfound understanding can also bring a sense of responsibility. As you become more aware of the spiritual dimension of life, you might feel called to help others, to share your insights, and to guide them towards their own awakening. It's a noble impulse born out of love and compassion, but it can also become a heavy burden if not balanced with self-care and realistic expectations. People may come to you for help and advice on their own spiritual journeys. At first, this can feel empowering and affirming, but there may be times when you feel inadequate, not sure if you have the right words or the ability to truly help. Remember that your journey is about growth and learning, not perfection, and it's okay to not have all the answers. For those who have been chosen, the journey of self-discovery is often filled with challenges that can help them grow as a person, but it can also feel lonely. You may start to question your purpose, especially when you can't live up to the expectations of others or even yourself. It's important to remember that these feelings of not being good enough are a normal part of the growth process and not a sign of failure. Instead, they're a chance for deeper self-reflection and spiritual development as you navigate this new terrain of spiritual responsibility and higher awareness. It is very important to find balance. You have special things to offer the world, but remember that you're a person who is still learning and growing. Be kind to yourself and give yourself time to heal. Before you feel like you have to help others, take some time to think about your own experiences and insights. Remember that your spiritual journey isn't about becoming a perfect guru or savior. It's about living your truth and letting your light shine in a way that naturally inspires others. Sometimes the most powerful way to help is just by being yourself and being the change and awareness you want to see in the world. Have you ever felt like your authentic self? It's pushing people away and making you feel more alone than ever. There's a secret reason why chosen ones often have trouble connecting in crowded places, and it's not what you think. As your spiritual journey progresses, you may find yourself wanting deeper, more important connections. Long gone are the days when superficial conversations could fill your soul. Now you're looking for something deeper, conversations that reach your core, and relationships that fit with your newfound knowledge. But here's the catch. This search for authenticity can sometimes feel like a double-edged sword. On the one hand, you may be experiencing a beautiful awakening or seeing the world through new eyes. On the other hand, you may feel increasingly out of step with those around you. Think about the last time you were at a social gathering. Did you feel like you were speaking a different language than everyone else? It's not that you've forgotten how to make friends. Rather, your spiritual growth has changed your perspective, making it harder to make the kind of small talk that used to be so natural for you. This desire for depth isn't a flaw or a sign that you're becoming antisocial. It's a reflection of your spiritual maturity. The chosen one's journey is marked by a desire for authenticity, which can make socializing feel empty and lead to times of solitude. If this sounds like you, it's a good sign that you're no longer happy with superficial interactions and are looking for relationships that align with your changing values and beliefs. This shift is part of your spiritual awakening and is drawing you towards experiences and people that resonate with your true self. However, this quest for authenticity can sometimes make you feel alone, especially in crowded places where small talk is the norm. You might find it challenging to start conversations that used to come naturally or feel out of place at social gatherings. Remember that this isn't a sign that you're losing your social skills. It's a sign that you're moving forward on your spiritual path. More important than the number of interactions is the quality of the relationships. This rings especially true for spiritually awakened people. You're no longer happy with making acquaintances or keeping up with superficial friendships. Instead, you're drawn to deep, important connections that feed your soul and help you grow. This is a normal need for people who are spiritually awake. These times alone not only give you peace and quiet, but they also let you listen to your inner voice and think about your feelings and thoughts. It turns into something you have to do for spiritual growth and health. In these times of silence, solitude is a sacred right where you can focus on yourself and connect with your true purpose. There are whispers of advice that you can hear and soft nudges that will lead you to the right road. Being alone isn't a way to escape from life. It's an important part of living your most authentic, meaningful life. You're not just resting in these quiet moments. You're also growing, healing, and getting in touch with your divine purpose. As you accept your inner journey, there's a new challenge. Picture feeling more alone in a crowded room than when you were by yourself. Have you ever felt like no one really gets what you're trying to do or who you're trying to be? People who are on a spiritual path often feel this way. Spending time alone with your inner self and the divine has given you insights and clarity. But when you come back into the world, something feels off. You try to share your experiences and newfound wisdom, but the words don't seem to work. It's like you're speaking a language that others can't understand. You look around and see people going about their daily lives, but you see the world through new eyes and feel like a stranger in an old place. It can be overwhelming to feel like no one understands you. You might avoid social situations and prefer to be alone with your thoughts to the stress of trying to explain yourself to others. It's important to know that these feelings are normal. They're part of the growing pains of spiritual awakening. Your unique path doesn't need to be understood by everyone. In fact, it probably won't be. That's okay. What matters is that you stay true to yourself and your calling. How do you get around in this strange land? First, be patient with yourself and others. Everyone is on their own journey and going at their own pace. What your awakening does not do is make you better than anyone else. It only means that you are on a different road. Second, look for people who share your beliefs. It's important to stay in touch with people who knew you before your awakening, but it's also important to find people who can relate to what you've been through. Seek out spiritual organizations, groups, or workshops. The third practice. When you feel judged or misunderstood, have kindness and try to see things from the other person's point of view. It's okay if they're not ready to hear what you have to say. You're not supposed to force others to understand you. Instead, you should live your truth in a way that makes others curious and open. Finally, remember that this feeling of not being understood is only temporary. As you continue on your path, you'll learn to connect your inner and outer worlds and find ways to explain your experiences in a way that others can understand. You'll find that your unique point of view is a gift not only for you, but for everyone around you. You now know who you are, what you were made for, and your mission. Tell us in the comments if you've seen any of these signs or ones like them. Your story will inspire and help us loyal warriors. It will be a life-changing event for you and everyone around you because you are unique. Tonight, celebrate your win and thank God for giving you the chance to learn more about yourself. If you liked this video, please share it with others. If this video inspired you, join the channel by joining the Army of Faith Warriors. We are stronger when we work together. Have fun on your divine journey, and may God bless you always.